Hello and a warm welcome to Federal Special Program Capital Beat. Campaigning for the first phase of 2025 Bihar Assembly elections will conclude today at 5 p.m. The voting for this first phase will be held on November 6th in 121 Assembly constituencies across 18 districts. Now, on the last day of canvassing, all parties, of course, are still holding rallies, roadshows, public meetings to woo the voters, and candidates also have switched door to door outreach to seek direct support. Now, a total of 1,314 candidates are in the fray in phase one, out of which 1,192 are men, 122 women. And voting will take place for 102 general seats and 19 seats reserved for the scheduled castes. Now, according to the ECI, a total of 3 crore 75 lakh 13,302 voters will exercise their franchise in the first phase. So far, if you look at the campaign, how are the two alliances poised? Whether it is NDA or whether it is the Grand Alliance in terms of perception, in terms of electoral math, social engineering, who seems to be having an edge? We'll try and discuss all this and much more. Joining me this evening is senior journalist Ashok Mishra. Thank you so much, Ashok, for joining. First question to you is that the campaigning is about to end at 5 p.m. for the first phase. What do you really say so far? 121 seats which are in the fray. If you can divide and explain a little as to how the two alliances are poised in these 121 seats.
Well, Nilu, 121 seats, as you said, seats are going to the polls on day after tomorrow. Campaigning has almost ended. It's around 5 o'clock, which will end finally. Today, what happened was Mr. Tejashwi Yadav, RJD Chief Ministerial candidate, he announced and he addressed a press conference announcing that he will release the money of 30,000 each to women on 14th of January, that is the Makar Sankranti day. And this shows that he is very confident. As you said, how the Mahagathbandhan ND are poised. So I will, this example shows that his commitment shows that he is very confident of winning the elections. Now, let's go back to the 2020 elections when of these 121 seats, which we are discussing today, which is 61 or 62 seats, as far as I remember, it had gone to the Mahagathbandhan last time in 2020. And over 59 or 60 seats were grabbed by the NDA, BJP, JDU. So the Mahagathbandhan has a little edge over the NDA last time. This time, the situation is quite different. It's because the Mahagathbandhan is now trying to edge out the NDA, BJP, and JDU candidates in these constituencies, and people are, poised. People are divided on caste lines. This is the first thing Bihar. There are no other issues except that the freebies which the governments or different parties have announced, and the caste combination and caste affiliations of the different castes to different political parties. That is what will work. There are in the North Bihar, and there is a change in the situation. If you compare the North Bihar to South Bihar, in North Bihar, the JDU had an edge over the BJP and other BJP in the sense that JDU had secured more seats in some areas where the elections are going will be held on 6th. So the JDU, the stakes of JDU are quite high in the first phase of elections, and Nitish Kumar has tried his best. He had in selection in terms of selection of candidates, in terms of promise making promises. So he has tried his best to retain those seats as well as enhance his party's tally in North Bihar seats, which are going to the polls on 6th of November. Vis-a-vis the South Bihar seats, the JDU has lost completely last time, and So in South Bihar, especially in Patna, Rohtas, and other areas in the Magad region, the JDU has not fared well last time. And in fact, the BJP too had not fared well last time. Barring some seats in Patna districts, the BJP had lost. Now, people say that no, this time the BJP and the NDA as a whole is getting response from people. The voters are now talking about there are some candidates who are considered to be winning candidates, and they can win. The social combination appears to be in their favor so far. So let's see what happens on this polling day. But both the groups are poised equally in both the seats, in both the regions of North Bihar, north of Ganga and south of Ganga.
No, so are
What
you are saying that both alliances are equally poised? Now,
equally
when we say
poised?
equally poised, then in terms of perception, in the battle of narratives, in the battle of social engineering, in the battle of electoral maths, how are they equally poised? Who has won the narrative so far? Who has won the perception war? These are all questions, Ashok. Yes.
I'll tell you. In terms of perceptions and the promises made, there are two factors which are working. In fact, there are three factors which are working. Number one, promises. Number two, caste combinations. And number three, the perception of the people based on these two factors. Perception is based on these two factors, caste and the promises made. Both the groups have made tall promises. The NDA has also made, NDA has already, the Nitish government has already announced some shops to the people earlier. The Tejashwi government is claiming that during the 17 months rule with Nitish Kumar, last time he had given so many, nearly 5 lakh jobs, and he conducted the caste survey. He was with the government, Nitish Kumar government, when he conducted the caste survey. So this he achieves, this he claims to be his achievement. Third thing, the Mahagathbandhan leader Tejashwi Yadav is claiming that he has promised much more than what the NDA government has promised, and it has released. While the NDA government has released rupees 10,000 each to the women of Jivika Didis, Tejashwi is saying no, we will give 30,000 to the women on that particular when he comes to power, and he claims that he's coming to power and I will release it on the 14th of January.
No, but
This is
Ashok, how will the women voters respond? Like the announcement which they just we made this morning today, that on the day of the Makar Sankranti, the women voters will receive 30,000. That is a bulk amount. How will the women voters respond? Because many women voters have already got that 10,000 rupees from NDA, which they had promised. And in fact, there were a lot of questions that in the middle of the model code of conduct, how the money was dispersed to the women. But now with Tejaswi's announcement, do you think that can really uh, uh, change the decision of the women voters?
look, the women voters have been so far with Mr. Nitish Kumar because of his you know uh, assiduous efforts to win over the women, especially the Jivika Didis. He starting with nearly 10,000 Jivika Didis way back in 2010. This now there are in lakhs of Jivika Didis working in Bihar, and these women voters have been voting for Nitish Kumar. But here is a difference because these Jivika Didis are basically from the extremely backward caste sections. Most of the, I will tell you, most of the upper caste women are not Jivika Didis. Most of the Yadavs and Kurmi women are not Jivika Didis. Majority of them belong to the extremely backward caste, which has been which have been the uh, constituency, you can say, the vote bank of Nitish Kumar, and it has shown the results in the past few elections. This time also, people are expecting, and it is expected, that the women voters will vote for Nitish Kumar. But at the same time, those castes which are right now with the Mahagathbandhan, Rashtriya Janata Dal, Congress, or other constituents, these women will be divided, obviously. So these women will not vote for Nitish Kumar this time. This is understood. This is the perception. This is understood that if the male counterparts vote for the RJD, the female will not go for other parties in one house. So it is understood that in those sections, the male and female and the youngsters, they will all vote for one party, which the household, you know, owner, the household, they decide. So there will be a division among the women. And now with 30,000 promise, so it will cast an impact on these women's. I was I was watching some videos where people say, the women said, in fact those women had come to attend the prime minister's roadshow. So when they were asked, they said, yes, we have received 10,000, but we will not vote for BJP or the JDU. We will vote for Tejashwi Yadav. On further query, they said they belong to the nearby Danapur section, and which is considered to be the center of the vote bank of Mr. Tejashwi Prasad Yadav or Lalu Yadav, you can say. So the women will be these women core voters of Nitish Kumar this time will be divided, but as per the their caste combination
Okay,
of the
so
different
that's a
political groups.
significant point. That's a significant point you're making, that the women voters of Nitish Kumar will be divided. Now, if I pick a cue from this particular point, what you have said, uh, are the women voters more drawn towards Tejaswi this time or towards Nitish Kumar? And what is the percentage of this floating women voters which might get swayed towards Tejaswi, if at all you are suspecting that this could be a likelihood?
Well, Tejashwi Prasad Yadav has tried to woo the women voters. He has announced some measures, some other measures too. So he says a game of one-upmanship, in fact. What Nitish Kumar is giving, Tejaswi has promised a little better package than what Nitish is presently giving. So it would be a matter of we will have to wait and watch depending upon the results of the in some areas, or depending upon the election results, whether the
No,
women,
but
if
on the ground, Ashok, in these 121 seats which are going to polls on 6th of November, do you feel that there is a direct fight between Tejaswi versus Nitish Kumar? Where is the NDA? Where is the Grand Alliance? Are people thinking of in those terms, or are they going by the popularity of Nitish Kumar and the popularity of Tejaswi?
in Bihar, it's Nitish versus Tejaswi. There is no other alliance. BJP is supporting Nitish Kumar. NDA leaders, top leaders, Amit Shah, Narendra Modi, and they are UP Chief Minister Mr. Jogi. They are all coming. Uh, they are all coming in support of Nitish Kumar. Nitish Kumar, in the sense NDA. They talk about NDA. So NDA, the prestige of NDA is at stake. If the BJP or the NDA loses power in Bihar, so it will have a cascading impact on the government. So they want that Nitish Kumar and NDA wins as much as seats they could. And they want to, in fact, the undercurrent is the people of the BJP want, especially, that the BJP should have its own. BJP is fighting on 102. So it should win at least 90 to 100 seats so that it had an upper hand over Nitish Kumar. But Nitish Kumar is also contesting on 102 seats. So there is a intra fight among these two constituencies, these two constituents also. But as you asked, as far as the women voters in those areas, so they are poised to be divided. They will not be an en bloc vote in support of Nitish Kumar this time, because Tejaswi has also made some promises, and it has given a package of promises. And Nitish Kumar is already doing it. He has been doing it for the past
But,
few years.
there is another thing, like in 2015 elections, we remember that Mohan Bhagwat had spoken about revisiting reservations, and that had completely changed the scenario of Bihar elections. So far, the way the campaigning has happened, whether it was Prime Minister Modi's speech, whether it was Amit Shah's speech, whether it was Yogi Adityanath, or whether it was any other leader, any particular statement which comes to your mind which seems to have turned the narrative of the election? Because we've heard so many things like Amit Shah saying that itni zor se ईवीएम का बटन दबाओ कि इटली तक करंट जाए. Then Prime Minister Modi yesterday spoke about Katta and Kanpati. Now that is also being discussed so much on the social media. Then you had a murder which happened in Mukama. Any particular incident or any particular speech which you think has turned the election in these 121 seats which are going to polls in the first phase?
Whatever you counted right now, the Katta statement of the Prime Minister, or the Italy statement of Mr. Amit Shah, or the political murders which happened which took place in Mokama.
And
These three
also Yogi Adityanath yesterday said that now Appu, Pappu, and
Appu,
Tappu have
Gattu, and
arrived in the
right,
election. Yes.
these statements are, in fact, in a democratic setup, such statements should be avoided. First of all, it should be avoided. But now the top BJP leaders are making such statements, which it seems it shows their frustration, I will say, because I have not seen any negative statement from the Mahagathbandhan side, from the Lalu Prasad Yadav or Rahul Gandhi or any other leader who are with the Mahagathbandhan. So the BJP top leaders making such frivolous statements against their political rivals, it shows that there is something wrong with the entire the management of the election. They will have to speak about. In fact, Narendra Modi ji, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, in the habit of making such statements. Last in the Lok Sabha elections, also he talked about Mangal Sutra and all that, which people of India did not like. Similarly, people of Bihar, they don't like such things. In fact, the BJP leaders, the JDU leaders, they also reject all these statements when we talk to them privately. They said this is not done, this should not have been done, this should not have been done. This is the confession of the top leaders of the NDA, be it BJP, be it JDU, be it any other alliance partners. So these
Right.
things don't
No, but
matter. What
Ashok,
matters is,
Prime Minister Modi, and in fact, for that matter, all the NDA leaders have also spoken about Jungle Raj. Now, what about this particular narrative? Has it been blunted, or people do recall Jungle Raj with those Lalu days, or Bihar has changed and people do not believe when Prime Minister Modi or Amit Shah talk about Jungle Raj? Because we've had a murder recently. So, how is the Jungle Raj narrative being taken by the people of Bihar?
look, Jungle Raj narrative was important when Nitish Kumar started his campaign in 2005. At that point of time, people were aggrieved by the happenings during the in between 1990 and 2005. There was outrage against Lalu Prasad Yadav, which is suffering from. There were cases of uh, kidnapping for ransom. There were cases of murders, political murders cases. But that narrative worked in 2005 and afterwards for in few elections till 2010 it was relevant, but after 2010 it's now 2025. Nearly 20 years have elapsed since then. So these narratives now don't work because much water has passed, crossed in Ganga, flown down the Ganges. Now there are cases of
So
corruption. There are
does it mean that the NDA campaign sounds very outdated? Because if you're saying that
outdated
people
and
are not buying the Jungle Raj narrative, so what does it
yes,
mean?
it is.
Okay,
It sounds hollow.
okay,
It doesn't have any public appeal now. People say
right.
Jungle Raj. We are witnessing so many cases of crime cases now. So that was the past. So don't talk about past. This is what people talk about. They said no, you don't talk about past. I was in discussions. I have already pointed out that there is one particular issue which is which has aggrieved the JDU and others, that if Nitish Kumar is not made the chief ministerial candidate, which I think they will not announce now, in that case, the EVC votes uh, will be divided. Completely, people are saying now that it will be divided, and they may vote for Nitish Kumar, but they
Right.
will have to think twice before voting for other allies of the NDA, like
Right.
BJP, Ramvilas Paswan's
Hmm.
Chirag Paswan. So they will they will vote for the JDU, but they will not vote for the other allies.
Right.
So here,
So
the NDA and the BJP will have to suffer.
right. Okay. So there are two more factors which I want to talk about, and then I'll close the show. One is, of course, the presence of Jan Suraj Party, Prashant Kishore's party in these 121 seats. How is Jan Swaraj poised? Because they are seen to be of, they look like a force which is going to chip into the votes of Mahagathbandhan and NDA. So how are they poised in these 121 seats? Can they become a big factor in this in the first phase?
The Jansuras will is Jansura Prashant Kishore has worked hard for the past few years, and in the last when the elections came closer, he campaigned a lot. He visited almost every part of the state, and he talked sense. He talked about issues. He talked about unemployment. He talked about lack of industrialization in Bihar. He talked about migration of youth. He talked about poor health services. So he raised some pertinent issues gripping the youth of Bihar, gripping the common people of Bihar. So he talked sense. He talked about major issues concerning people, and he created an image of himself where people now people talk about him. If you go to any nook and corner of Bihar, if you find people, if you talk to people, and if you take his name, well, yes, he is talking sense. But politically and electorally, I think in this election, he is not going to make much of difference because still the people are poised against each other on the basis of castes. It has not died down so far. Prashant Kishore will have to work hard to come out of this, to make people come out of this caste
Right. So,
affiliations.
but in these 121 seats, you don't see Jan Suraj as a potential force in the first phase, which means.
I don't think it will have any impact, but it can, of course, it will dent into the votes of both the alliances. It is
Okay.
true,
Okay.
and that
Yeah. So
too,
that's,
basically,
right. So
yeah.
that's what is deemed as that Jan Swaraj will chip into the votes of both the alliances. Now, coming to that, this is the last question, coming to the question of SIR. SIR was such a big issue that votes have been deleted. Now, in these 121 seats, what is the impact of this SIR you see? Any potential impact you see? Are the voters disgruntled that their names have not been included? What is the reaction regarding the SIR in these 121 seats?
The SIR reaction was seen earlier. People had reacted to it. Many people tried to correct it. So many people have also successfully corrected it. But then
Right.
SIR, the voters, of the lakhs of voters, in fact, few lakhs of voters, names of few lakh voters have been deleted. So now this remains the fact, and every political party have to bear with it. So now there are only
Idea,
7.41 crore.
any idea, Ashok, any idea that in these 121 seats, how many lakhs of voters' names have been deleted who have been disenfranchised? Because if their names have been
Uh,
deleted, they are disenfranchised.
I don't have a figure regarding all these 121 seats. Overall,
Okay.
I think there were 2 point something 5 lakhs voters. The names of the voters were deleted, but I don't have at the present the about this 121 seats. I don't have any specific figure
Okay.
about the number of
Okay.
voters deleted by,
Yeah.
during the SI.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I also didn't see it anywhere. But yes, the campaign is going to end by 5 o'clock. And yes, the countdown to the voting begins, which is on 6. So we'll have to end it here. Thank you so much, Shok, for joining. And all those who are watching the Federal, we'll begin our Hindi show on Federal Day immediately after this show ends. Thank you so much, Ashok, for joining. Thank you.